Hello everybody and welcome back to the shed. I thought I'd give you a little update of where we're at, what we're doing. Back up in upstate New York. Back to reality outside. I don't know if you can see it, but about 4 inches of snow. Saturday it was 50. Sunday it was like 55 out there. Now we're back to snow and freezing rain. So reality has hit us back in upstate New York. But I've been getting some work done on the scratch build. Let's see where we're at here. So you see the fuselage and the horizontal stabilizer. Anything highlighted in yellow is done. There's 35 fuse formers. I've got about 20 of them done. So a little over half. There they are in the bag. All of the ribs are done for the wings. The nacelle is all complete, except for the engine mounts, which are, barely see them right there, N1s, 1/4 inch ply. I got to go to the store and get those. And here's some more wing ribs, finished. I've noticed though that I can't do that many at one time. That's 3/16 inch balsa, and what I did was I used double vac tape, and I taped 6 of them together. I don't know if you can see it or not, but they are about 4 of them, maybe 5, so are straight, and the outside ones are just a little, you can see a better view there, where the left hand side is significantly higher, so I can't do that much material. I'll do about 1 inch of material. I'll probably do only like 3/4 of an inch of material at a time. That's just too much for me to handle, or the tools to handle, I guess. But what I'm working on now is the stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizer. I've cut the parts out, and now what I'm doing is I've cut my bottom spar, and I'm just lining up the ribs to the distance to the leading edge. The leading edge from this point to here is, I think it was 1 3/4. Let me look. I think it was 1 3/4, and it is 1 3/4, give or take, 1 3/4. So all I did was, to accomplish that, is I marked out 1 3/4. I transferred it to my little T-square. Mark the location of where each rib was roughly going to go. Nothing's glued. I'm just dry fitting everything, getting it ready to glue. I know I'm going to have to make a lot of adjustments on it as I go when I final fit it, but I wanted to make all the parts and then put my kit together. So what I did was I marked out 1 3/4 on my T, and then I'll line up the front edge of the T to the front edge of the rib, and I'll start sanding. I'll show you one that I have to do here. You notice I got some plywood ones in there too. I put ply every other one. I used balsa for it, and it just looks so flimsy that I was concerned about it. It's only 3/32 inch ply, or balsa. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, 3/32. So 1 to 7 is 3/32 inch balsa. They want to do S8 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch ply, and S9 3/32 inch ply. So I was thinking I'd do balsa or ply every other one and balsa in between them. I weighed some last night. There wasn't even that much of a significant weight difference. I think the total was something like 3 grams total weight difference on both sides of the stab. But you remember this plane calls for 40 size engine, and we're going to put at least 74 strokes in it, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. But let me show you what we're doing right here, give you an idea. If I can set up my camera for you to take a look at it. Here, this is, oh, you can see it or not. Here, let me try to angle it down a little bit. Give you a better idea. How's that? A little better? That'll look too bad. Alright, so S8, we're going to go right here. Now I haven't done any sanding, it's just rough. So what I did was I marked off my 1 3/4 distance from here to here, lined it up to the edge, and what I'll do is I'm going to mate the front surface of my rib, and you can see, or you can't see, but the distance that this is not touching, it's actually overhanging by probably a 1/16 of an inch. I got a little jeweler's file. Just going to file down the front edge of this until it fits flush against this surface in the front, and then I'll work on the back to make the 3/8 inch space that I need it for sit inside my spar. See how far we're off here. And we're getting there. Got a ways to go on this one. But I did that intentionally. I didn't want to cut too close to the edge. I didn't want to cut too close to the edge with my jigsaw. I wanted to be able to fit it in there myself. There we go. We're taking some wood off now. I'm sure this isn't right, but you guys remember this is my first scratch build, so this is the way I thought would be the best way to do it. Maybe there's a faster way, maybe there's a better way, who knows. But this is how I'm doing it. Seems to be working. Might be a little slower. Like, why don't you cut closer to the line? You wouldn't have to follow up so much. Well, I figure the more I cut off, the closer I can get, or the farther I get away from the more I use that jigsaw or the scroll saw. Now you can see now I'm pretty close to the edge. I'm only like about, not even 64th. I can see I'm almost touching it. Keep filing this down until it goes over the top of that. Then I'll work on the back one, and then once it lays flat, now none of this is glued, obviously, you guys know that. None of it's glued yet. Nothing straight. All I'm doing is just dry fitting the pieces. So when I do go to put it together, which I'm thinking I'll have everything hopefully cut the rest of this week, I'm going to do the same procedure to the wings too. The exact same thing I'm doing. Just imagine this being the wing spar. Imagine this being the wing spar, and these being the wing rims. Is exactly the way I'm going to do it. It's working out. But I'll keep filing on this until it goes over the front edge. Do both sides. Do the same exact thing to the top spar until I can get it laid down. Make sure that's flush. And I'm pretty close right now. I'm real close onto it. Get out of your way. Close. And what I'll do is just a little bit more on the front. Now, let's see how much distance we have from the back here. Now the front's right. Now you can see on the back I've got probably, maybe you can't see, but on the back edge right here I've probably got another 1/16 to file down. So I just file on the back until I can get it to go over top of that rib. Do the depth. Once I get it the right diameter, or the right the right width I need to go over top. I stripped that. I didn't buy that. I took an 1/8 inch piece of sheet and I made that. Actually, it's what they said to do. I mean, I know I could have bought it, but I'm just going to keep working this until I can get it to go over top of that spar. And I'm going to show you something after I get this done about how this spar is put together. We're going to have to come up with a better way to do that, I think. Last night I was online and I found a place that could do would die cut all these for me, laser cut all these for me for $175 plus $25 shipping. I don't know. Maybe if I wouldn't have had this far, I might have done it. But then I was thinking, you know, I do want, like I said, I never built a scratch plane before, all the way just from the plans, making all the parts, so I guess that kind of defeats the purpose if I'm going to go buy the pieces. It was a short kit for $175, so I don't know, but I didn't do it. I'm not going to do it. But he had a video of it flying, and I could see he was flying it, but they didn't show the whole video. The actual whole video is on YouTube. I'll see if I can put a link to it. But you can see when he takes off the plane for his maiden flight, the plane is just dipping and dipping. I could see he had to have so much play in that horizontal stabilizer that he had it completely out of control. He finally got it into some type of control, and I'll show you the reason why, I believe. That he was able to maintain flight. Of course, he showed that part, but the real video on YouTube is a massive crash. Well, not massive crash landing, but he didn't get it to the ground right. He, see, we're almost there. I just got to square up those edges. Almost in it now. If I just square these edges up, I'll end up filing it all down nice flush and square, so we got a nice seat right there. Do the tops. Like I said, all I'm trying to do now is just to get my pieces to we're almost there. You can see it going in, and you see the front, the leading edge is touching my T-square. So that's how I'm doing all these, and then I'll work the back of it. So I'm going to smooth all this out so I have a nice flush fit. Like I said, every other one I'm going to put ply, 1/8 inch ply, actually 1/8 inch birch. But let me show you why I think he was having a problem with this. You look, the whole horizontal stabilizer is the rudder. Pivot point runs through the fuselage, and they've got 5/32 inch music wire, a couple wheel collars. There's a piece of brass that runs down to support S8 on both sides, and then its hinge is right there. And I could just see that he was having a hard time. Up, down, the plane was just, it was ridiculous actually. But I emailed the guy that makes the short kit, and I'm going to put a video. I'll put a link to the video up if I can figure out how to do it. But this is how they did it in the plans. 5/16 inch music wire. The brass strip goes on this side off of S8. Couple wheel collars. Then they've got a nose gear bearing, and you braze the collar, 3/32 inch threaded collar. And he must have had a lot of slop in these hinge points in this block. It was bad. I'll show you the video. And but we're going to come up with something better than this. I think that's a major problem. But one thing he did say was that he changed the servo to a high torque servo to run this, and to run the horizontal stabilizer. And he said that cured the problem. But I think he had so much slop inside of here that the stabilizer was actually just flopping. All this is on the top is just a scale trim tab, optional. You don't have to put it in if you don't want, but we'll put it in. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to continue to work on these stabilizer till I have both sides done, and then what I'll do is I'll put them in a bag. I'll clean everything up all pretty, mark everything upper and lower, get it to the point where I'm about 90% close to gluing, put it in a bag, and then I'm going to move on. Probably going to start making some more formers. I've got about, like I said, half of the formers to go. I haven't started any of the rudder yet, none of it yet, but they got all the templates, so I'll just have to cut all those out and start making the rudder. But I kind of got bored cutting formers, so I changed it up and jumped over to the horizontal stabilizer. But that's where we're at right now. I just wanted to give you a close-up or a quick update. So I'm going to get back to work. Here's all the parts hanging out over here again. Bags and bags and bags. And there'll be more bags. That's only about, that probably right there only represents probably 10, 12 of them in there. There's, what I say, how many? 35 of them. There's another bag of them floating around. All my wing ribs. All the wing ribs here. I can put them in bags. There's all the nacelles cut out. Ready to be final sanded and put together. But that's where we're at right now. So, like I said, you guys go ahead and subscribe to this, because we're going to build this airplane one way or the other. We're going to get it done. And then hopefully this summer I'll have a video of me flying it. Let's hope. But I guarantee it's going to get done. This isn't one of those videos where the guy's going to do 3 or 4 of them and that's going to be the end of it. So stay tuned. This is going to happen here in the shed. But I appreciate you guys watching, and if you've got any comments, suggestions, like I said, I'm open to suggestions. This is my first scratch build. I've done many kits, but no scratch builds. So, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I will be updating probably, maybe Monday. I'm not sure. It depends on how much work I get done today. This week, I guess, see where we're at. I should be able to start final fitting most of this stuff. I'm hoping. What is today? Wednesday? Yeah, last night was, Oak Island was on last night. So Wednesday. I'm hoping by this Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to have all these parts cut. That's my plan. And then at least have them all cut. And then I'm going to start just rough fitting them in, dry fitting them in. And hopefully we start gluing maybe next week. Maybe that might be a little bit ambitious, but we'll see. Maybe a week after. But okay, stay tuned for more action here in the shed of our scratch build Seneca 2. And thanks for watching. All right, bye guys.